What if the greatest victory in human history became the beginning of humanity's worst nightmare? Everyone believed Megatron was gone forever, but deep beneath the ocean, evil was only waiting for the perfect moment to rise again. After Megatron was defeated, the military refused to take any chances. His lifeless body was lifted by helicopters and dropped into one of the deepest parts of the ocean. The crushing pressure was supposed to erase every trace of him. Humanity believed the war was finally over, but the Decepticons had never stopped planning. Using Soundwave, they hacked into an American military satellite and secretly intercepted communications between the Autobots and their human allies. In just a few moments, they uncovered two critical secrets. Megatron's body was hidden on the ocean floor, and the last surviving shard of the Allspark was locked inside a heavily guarded naval base. That single discovery changed everything. A tiny Decepticon infiltrator was immediately sent to Earth. It slipped inside the naval base unnoticed and released hundreds of small metallic spheres through the ventilation system. One by one, the spheres rolled across the floor before merging into a single robotic spy. Without triggering the alarms, it stole the Allspark shard and disappeared into the shadows. At the very same time, another fragment unexpectedly ended up in Sam's hands. The instant he touched it, strange Cybertronian symbols flashed before his eyes. They weren't just random markings. They seemed to burn themselves directly into his mind. Seconds later, the fragment became so hot that he was forced to throw it away. But something had already changed. Back at Sam's house, every electronic device suddenly came to life. Kitchen appliances, household gadgets, and ordinary machines transformed into violent miniature robots. Within seconds, the peaceful home turned into complete chaos. His family had nowhere to run, as the tiny machines attacked everything in sight. Then Bumblebee arrived. Without hesitation, he blasted through the robotic swarm and destroyed every one of them. The danger was over, but the house was left in ruins. Even after saving the family, Bumblebee looked almost guilty for the destruction he had caused. The real trouble was only beginning. The next morning, Sam prepared for college. Bumblebee wanted to drive him, but Sam decided to leave him behind. The loyal Autobot looked genuinely heartbroken. Feeling bad, Sam finally changed his mind and took him along. At school, an attractive college student noticed Sam's incredible Camaro and confidently climbed into the passenger seat. Bumblebee didn't like that one bit. The car suddenly started bouncing wildly, embarrassing both of them before spraying oil all over the unexpected passenger. Sam assumed Bumblebee was simply jealous. He couldn't have been more wrong. An urgent message from Optimus Prime interrupted everything. The Allspark shard had been stolen, and humanity was rapidly losing trust in the Autobots. Governments blamed them for every disaster that had happened on Earth. Optimus knew Sam had become the last bridge between humans and Autobots. Meanwhile, deep beneath the ocean, the Decepticons finally recovered Megatron's broken body. Parts of him were beyond repair, forcing one of their own soldiers to sacrifice himself so their leader could live again. Powered by the stolen Allspark shard, Megatron slowly came back online. His eyes opened. For the first time since his defeat, Megatron stood alive once again. But instead of attacking Earth, he flew into deep space to meet his ancient master, the Fallen. There, he learned the truth. The map leading to unlimited power wasn't hidden inside a machine anymore. It was hidden inside Sam's mind. At that exact moment, Sam's mysterious college admirer revealed her true identity. She wasn't human at all. She transformed into a Decepticon assassin and attacked without warning, determined to capture him alive. Fortunately, Michaela arrived just in time. She slammed her vehicle straight into the attacker, giving Sam a chance to escape. But before they could get away, a massive Decepticon descended from the sky and blocked their path. When the smoke cleared, one terrifying figure stepped forward. Megatron had returned. Megatron's return changed everything in an instant. His mission wasn't to destroy Sam. He needed him alive, because the secrets locked inside Sam's mind were the key to an ancient power that could change the fate of the universe. Just as the Decepticons prepared to capture him, Optimus Prime and the Autobots arrived. The forest exploded into chaos as both sides charged into battle. Sam and Michaela escaped with Bumblebee while Optimus stood his ground against the enemy. He wasn't just fighting for one human. He was fighting for the future of Earth. Within moments, Starscream and Grindor joined Megatron. Optimus was now facing three powerful Decepticons completely alone. Even so, he never backed down. Drawing his twin Energon blades, he launched himself into the fight with incredible speed. His attacks were relentless. He overwhelmed all three opponents, forcing them onto the defensive. In one brutal move, he leaped onto Grindor and tore him apart, eliminating one of Megatron's strongest allies. For a brief moment, it looked as if Optimus might actually win, but the battle wasn't over yet. While protecting Sam, Optimus left himself exposed for only a second. That single mistake was all Megatron needed. He attacked from behind with devastating force, driving a deadly weapon straight through Optimus's chest. The Autobot leader collapsed. Megatron lifted him into the air, mocking the greatest defender of humanity. Then, with one final blast, Optimus Prime's spark faded away. The last Prime had fallen. Hope died with him. Across the globe, the Decepticons launched a full-scale invasion. Cities fell into chaos. Warships were destroyed. Military defenses collapsed one after another. Humanity had never faced an enemy this powerful, and there seemed to be no way to stop stop them. But an even darker threat was about to reveal itself. The Fallen hijacked television broadcasts and communication networks around the world. Every screen displayed the same terrifying message. Humanity had one choice: hand over Sam Witwicky or watch the entire planet be destroyed. Panic spread everywhere. Governments believed surrender was the only option. Many leaders blamed the Autobots for bringing this war to Earth. Military forces surrounded the remaining Autobots, convinced that forcing them off the planet would somehow restore peace. Sam refused to believe it was over. The mysterious Cybertronian symbols inside his mind still had to mean something. During his search for answers, he met Jetfire, an ancient transformer who had once served the Decepticons. Long ago, he abandoned them after witnessing the Fallen's true intentions. When Sam recreated the strange symbols from memory, Jetfire immediately recognized them. They weren't just symbols. They were a map leading to the Matrix of Leadership, an ancient artifact created by the original Primes. According to legend, it possessed enough power to restore Optimus Prime and stop the Fallen forever. Suddenly, everything made sense. Jetfire explained that the Matrix was hidden beneath the deserts of Egypt. If they could reach it before the Decepticons, there was still a chance to save both Optimus and the world. Meanwhile, the military secretly transported Optimus Prime's body to Egypt, hoping for a miracle. After a dangerous journey through ancient ruins, Sam finally discovered the Matrix, but the moment he picked it up, it crumbled into dust inside his hands. For a second, every ounce of hope disappeared. Still, Sam refused to quit. He carefully gathered the remaining dust and ran toward Optimus, believing that faith was all they had left. At that exact moment, the Decepticons found them. Missiles rained from the sky. The Egyptian desert became the battlefield where the fate of humanity would finally be decided. The desert had become a war zone. Explosions shook the ground. Fighter jets filled the sky, and missiles rained down from every direction. Sam was only a few steps away from Optimus Prime, but every Decepticon on the battlefield had one mission: stop him at all costs. Starscream launched wave after wave of airstrikes, while Megatron ordered every Decepticon to hunt Sam down. The military fought back with everything they had, but the enemy's numbers seemed endless. Then the ground began to shake. Massive construction vehicles rolled onto the battlefield. A crane, a bulldozer, a cement mixer, and several other machines locked together one by one. In seconds, they combined into Devastator, the largest and most powerful Decepticon ever created. Everything around him was pulled toward his enormous grinding jaws. Tanks, rocks, and even buildings were dragged across the desert as if gravity itself had changed. His true objective wasn't the soldiers. It was the ancient machine hidden beneath the Great Pyramid. If activated, it would destroy the sun itself, wiping out every living thing in the solar system. The clock was running out. The U.S. military answered with its most powerful experimental railgun. A direct hit slammed into Devastator, tearing apart the giant machine and giving the Autobots a brief chance to move forward. But before anyone could celebrate, the Fallen finally arrived. His power was unlike anything the battlefield had seen before. With a single electromagnetic blast, he disabled tanks, aircraft, and military vehicles across the desert. Humanity's strongest weapons became useless in seconds. Meanwhile, Sam kept running toward Optimus. The Decepticons tried everything to stop him, but Bumblebee refused to let them through. Fighting alone against overwhelming odds, he tore through enemy after enemy, protecting his friend with everything he had. Every second mattered. At last, Sam reached Optimus's lifeless body. Holding the remaining dust of the Matrix of Leadership, he placed it gently against Optimus's chest. For one long moment, nothing happened. Then Optimus's eyes opened. The legendary Autobot leader had returned. Cheers echoed across the battlefield, but Optimus was still too weak to fight. That's when Jetfire made the ultimate sacrifice. Knowing his time had come, he willingly gave his own spark and powerful components to Optimus. Within moments, Optimus transformed into something entirely new. Powerful jet engines unfolded across his back. Massive wings spread into the sky. His armor evolved, and his strength reached a level never seen before. Now the real final battle began. The Fallen and Megatron attacked together, hoping to overwhelm him. But this time, Optimus was unstoppable. He struck Megatron with overwhelming force, blasting him across the battlefield and leaving him badly damaged. Then he turned toward the Fallen. The ancient master unleashed everything he had, but it wasn't enough. Optimus ripped away his weapon, drove him into the ground, and tore the energy core straight from his body. In one final move, the Fallen was destroyed forever. Realizing the war was lost, Megatron ordered Starscream to retreat. The surviving Decepticons escaped into space, leaving behind the battlefield they had failed to conquer. For the first time since the invasion began, silence returned. Earth had been saved. The Autobots had proven that true strength wasn't measured by power alone. It came from loyalty, sacrifice, and the courage to keep fighting when all hope seemed lost. But far beyond the stars, Megatron was still alive. And as long as he survived, the war was never truly over.